Oh, is that one? That's one. It's gotta be one. It's gotta be one. And let it sink right there. Am I in the frame? Saw a bass. Come on now. He was, got him. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Over the last decade, I've caught fish in every corner of North America. From California to Mexico, Florida to New York, and all the way up to Canada, documenting it all on video for you guys. Yes, I got it! But as a video creator and instructor, I've generally left out one of the most important and the largest demographics in the world of fishing, and that is the bank beater, the pond prowler, the shore master. Yeah! In this series, I'm making it my goal to fish more bodies of water than I ever have before, but this time, from the bank. My name's Tyler, and this is 100 Ponds. What's going on, folks, and welcome back to 100 Ponds. My goal in this series is to help you guys catch more bass and understand more about your bodies of water by fishing 100 different ponds for bass all across the country. We are back in Dallas-Fort Worth. It is the spawn, maybe end of pre-spawn, but definitely the spawn time of the year. And like I told you guys, I love to fish this series and film with subscribers. So we are here with Omero today. Where's my finger? There it is, here in Fort Worth. We're gonna catch some giant bass, I hope. He promised me giant. Whether or not we catch a giant remains to be seen, but I'm excited. Let's get down and fish at pond number 68. So the conditions we have today are, I'm not gonna lie, absolutely gorgeous fishing conditions. It is 75, 80 degrees outside, a little bit of wind, but you know what? I'm not gonna complain. It's a nice wind. If it wasn't windy, it'd probably be a little too hot outside. And we have a gorgeous pond today. Super crystal clear water. We got shallow, kind of snotty, mossed up vegetation all on the shallow side. And on the dam here, we have some kind of deeper water that has a grass edge over there. As you can see in the drone shot, it is gorgeous. And actually, I see about a 3-pounder chilling right here. Hold up everybody. I see one chilling right there. He's spooked. He done spooked, but that is a good sign. There are plenty of bass in here, and the conditions we should have are very end of pre-spawn, potentially spawning. I'm probably gonna walk the bank here just for a second before I really start fishing and just see if I can see any on a bed. The fish that I just saw was not on a bed, but oh my goodness, there's one right there. Okay, they're kind of at that point, I think, where they're about to spawn, and so they're really, really tricky to catch because they're cruising around, they're warming themselves up to get on beds. And that fish right there saw it, took one look and said, nah, that's not real. So I think the key for today is going to be making extra long casts, again, beyond all this snot grass if we can. I didn't even bring a braid rod, which, to be honest, I probably should have, because probably could even catch one on a frog. That's crazy. I was not prepared for this kind of fishing. Plug around in that deeper water with the swim bait here in the vibrating jig and see if we can't catch ourselves a bass. Oh, small one came up and went poof. Kind of the bummer about the 5.75 inch Rage swimmer. Kind of eliminates a lot of the smaller fish from eating it. Not saying they can't, but they've really got to get their mouth around it with this bigger hook to get hooked. And I'm realizing just how tall a lot of this grass is out there. So honestly, oh gosh, I think it was a bass. Either way, I've got to keep my rod tip really high. I'm gonna take off my backpack here, be a little more agile. And yeah, because that grass is so high, I've got to really keep my rod tip up and retrieve it a little faster than I would like to. But again, that's the only way to do it in this kind of situation. So if you've got topped out vegetation, either a weedless swim bait like this or a topwater or a soft plastic like a caffeine chat, a weightless soft plastic is really your only way to go. And even with weightless soft plastic, you may find yourself getting snagged in that moss and snot grass a decent amount unless you keep your rod tip up and retrieve a little faster than I usually recommend for pond fishing. Like pretty much immediately when the bait touches the water after the cast, I'm beginning my retrieve, almost like a buzz toad per se. I just can't believe it's already frog time. Like I would 1000%, if I had a braid rod with me or braid reel, I'd be throwing a topwater frog. It came so fast. It was like winter, maybe pre-spawn not too long ago, and now it is full-blown springtime. I'll tell you what though, I think this is a tiny little bass on a bed right here. Just a little male. He's not a big one, but we're gonna see if we can get him on the thunder cricket. If I had a drop shot on, he'd be donezo. I'm gonna be honest, he's way too small for me to be spending this much time on, but I wanna catch my first bedfish of the year. This is not the right hook for it, but I'm gonna break out the brand new mock craw. On Tackle Warehouse, I'll have it linked below. Like I said, not the right hook for it. Don't usually want a belly weighted hook for a craw, but I think that's the only way to catch this guy, is if we get something on the bottom. Look at that. Yeah, this is not the right hook at all. It glides down. I don't want it to glide. Do not try to bed fish with a belly weighted hook on a craw. Oh, he spit it. Oh, he sucked it in and spit it out. Gosh dang it. Got him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. Let's go. First bed fish of the year. I had to really hop it fast. Almost like I almost thought about live scoping when I caught this fish in a way, in that this fish right there needed it to have some action to it, to have some cadence. And as soon as I was able to trigger that fish into looking at it and following it, I sped it up, hopped it a few times, and it nailed it. Either way, bad lighting. Let's catch another one. Back to the swim bait. Keep the rod tip high. I think the rest of this pond here is super shallow. So unless we see another one on a bed or we find a deeper hole, we're probably sticking with this bait right here. But man, I wish I had my frog rod. I could fish all of this really effectively. First thing I'm doing when I get home tonight is rigging that sucker up. You know what, if this is super shallow and so is the dock, I at least want to be standing on a dock, so I'm gonna head that way. I'm gonna walk up to the edge of the dock here pretty slowly in case there's a bed somewhere around it, which is highly likely. And next I'm gonna make 2 skips, one under this side of the dock and one under this side. Oh, bad flip. Just in case one of them tricky boys is hiding underneath it. Nope, worth a try. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There we go. There we go. Get in here. Didn't even know that was possible to catch a fish over all this stuff, but we got one. As I told you guys, on the soft plastic swim bait, not a giant, but probably a pre-spawn cruising male, getting ready to make a bed or has already made a bed way out there and didn't even feel the bite, surprisingly. This bite was a very, very small tick, kind of fighter jet going over. Where's it at? But that buddy right there is my favorite for these kind of conditions, and it proved it with fish number 2. You know what? Now that I think about it, I kind of do have a topwater, sort of, that I could throw on this rod. Well, I just don't want to throw most topwaters on fluorocarbon. I don't thought I'm brave, but I actually have one that might work well for these conditions. I'm gonna get a buzz toad. I feel like it might be the buzz toad's time to shine. Not exactly the color I want, but it'll do. Once again, this series is sponsored by Evolution Fishing, and so if you haven't checked out their tackle bags or really cool tackle box solutions, many of which we are currently designing in the process of making cool stuff for y'all, I will leave their links as always down below. They're a huge sponsor of the channel this year, so if y'all could check them out, that'd be great. But I think we're gonna catch one on this little dude right here. That's the vibe that I get. Oh gosh, what is going on? Not good. Churning and bubbling on the surface. Let's go. I'm not gonna lie though, casting this thing against the wind is like casting a sock. To get over there, do you have to walk all the way around that dirt path? Yeah. Ah, all right. I like how calm it is. I'm gonna make a trek. So now we get to see if the location adjustment and bait adjustment I made to the buzz toad or rage toad, whatever it is, will pay off, because this area, I can't tell if it's deeper or not, or if it's just calm so it feels deeper. Man, oh man, is there no better lure for like calm, super shallow springtime, summertime stuff than a little buzz toad. There we go, over everything. Rod tip extra high, I mean like almost too high for comfort to get that stuff over all the snot. Ugh. I honestly think that a belly weighted hook might be a little too much weight for this pond here. It helps with casting distance for sure, but it on these long casts bogs me down. I just want to make sure this thing flips over correctly and has the hook facing up. And when you don't belly weight it, it can have a tendency to ride with the hook facing down, and you're gonna snag a whole bunch of stuff then. So there's really not a whole bunch of winning in this scenario. There's just not much fishable water here. I know it's still early, but I honestly can't believe that I haven't gotten one to at least like bite this thing, you know, half-heartedly. Because really the difference between this bait and the swim bait that I caught one on is kind of negligible. I mean, I guess color and profile, but they both kind of make noise near the surface of the water, but I guess maybe this is just a little too much noise and the fish weren't quite ready for it yet. Oh, this is annoying. Well, we're officially back where we started. The deepest water in this pond, probably 5 feet right here, but again, it's not really 5 because it's got grass growing up 3 feet off the bottom. Although, you know what, we're not done yet. There's one more spot. I'm gonna go to where I caught the bedfish, but instead of casting to that fish, cast beyond it. One more try. Man, Omero has 2 fish in a row now over there. That spot's on fire. Can I reach that spot? No, I can't. Yeah! I guess he's still throwing the vibrating jig, but instead of white, he went to more natural colors. We haven't thrown the tungsten thunder cricket all day, but this right here is the color for it. I don't know how much open water we have for it, but if I can keep it high enough in the water column, may be able to get one. Well, that's gonna do it for pond number 68. Thanks to Omero for getting me out here. I love fishing with subscribers in this series. Matter of fact, if you want me to come fish your pond, send me an email. I'll have the email linked down in the video description, and I'd love to come fish with you guys. And even though we didn't have the greatest success today, I think this pond is a really good pond. It just needs a few more weeks and topwater frog would go crazy, and I also wasn't quite prepared. But you know when I am gonna be prepared? And that's the next pond in this video, pond number 69. Well, pond 69 is here, and once again, as it has happened in this series a lot lately, the weather has shifted from pre-spawn to spawn, pre-spawn to spawn, back and forth, and so we had a cold front last night. I'm in shorts and a sun shirt, but honestly, I'm kind of cold. And so while I hope there would be bass on beds by now, I think they've all been pushed off. We will see in today's pond. Now, the conditions we have are really conducive to one lure that I promised you guys I would throw more of in 2024, and that is a swim jig. We have relatively clear water. Recently, again, a cold front and rain yesterday that really put a whole lot of junk kind of on the top of the water in this pond. But again, I've never been here before, so even though it is kind of verging on spawn, the time you should probably slow down a little bit with your presentations, I am gonna go fast, well, kind of quasi-fast, slow fast with a swim jig all around this pond to start, hopefully seeing any bedfish. And if I don't, I'm gonna slow down with a wacky rig, maybe a drop shot or a Texas rig, because yes, I've read the comments, y'all want me to slow down, I'll slow down. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a new mock craw. When this video is out, the mock craw will be, I think, 2 to 3 days away from being released to the general public, so I will have it linked down in the video description as soon as it's available. We are so excited to show you guys all the new mock soft plastics we've been cooking up in the lab. Gonna rig this trailer vertical because I don't really want to keep it that high in the water column, and I really think the subtle kick of this craw today will be the trick. Just look at that. Oh my goodness. Check it out in the water. Yes ma'am, yes sir, and yes Lord. But like I said, I'm gonna do one quick loop. Actually, I'm going the wrong way. I'm gonna do one quick loop around the pond. Looks like we have, like I said, clear water, some kind of, I wouldn't call it snot grass because it's real grass. It's almost like a hay grass per se, that lines the entire bottom of this pond. I don't know how deep it goes out there. I'm probably just gonna keep my swim jig pretty high in the column. And the great thing about having that claw on the back, that new mock craw, is that you don't have to do a whole lot to it. I may do a little bit of top shake with the rod tip, but for the most part, I can kind of walk and fish and maybe flip to a few cleared out white spots I see every now and then. But again, I don't think we're gonna see any fish on beds. It was pretty brutally cold last night, which can mess up their spawning behavior, especially females. Super cold night, especially with rain, can push them off their beds. So if they had made any, they may have totally abandoned them at this point. And now that I get to thinking about it, this swim jig actually probably would have worked in pond 68. So I'm bummed I didn't think about it, but you know what? We caught one or two, we had a success. And I think the main reason why I picked a swim jig like this over a vibrating jig is because we don't have that much wind today. The water's relatively clear, and again, I think these fish were getting close to spawning. I don't know if they're gonna be down for that much vibration and flash. So just like I would throw you know, a swim bait on a flashy hook, or even without a flashy hook, a swim jig has kind of the same vibe to it, but it gets some big bites, that's for sure. Hopefully we can prove it. If not, we're gonna have to slow down. I take back what I said about the wind. We do have some wind today. It's really shallow on this bank over here, I'm realizing. Maybe 2-3 feet max, like as far as my eye can see out there toward the middle. Ooh, hello. Whoa, about a 2-pounder sitting with his nose to the bank. Was you on a bed or you just hanging around? I see a fish right here. What are you doing, buddy? It's kind of backing away from the shallow, so I don't think it's on a bed. but it did come back to the same general vicinity. I'm gonna give it a roll cast. Silent entry, and let it drop right next to his head. Oh. Cool, he ate it, he ate it. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know if he's on a bed or not, but he nosed down and chomped on it. What is that? Oh, a school of bass. Oh my goodness. A legit school cruising fish right here. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Oh, dang. I just saw like 7 fish together. What were those? Dang, what a weird pond so far. A quasi bedfish, a bunch of fish all grouped together, and no landed fish. What's going on? I'm gonna come back to that spot right there, that's for sure. Man, I don't think that fish was on a bed. I think it was just a curious pre-spawn cruiser that was kind of liking that area. Maybe the rock was hotter or something, and that fish was hanging around it, and he took a swipe at it, but missed. Dang. Who's calling me? Taylor. What's up? Hold up one sec. Eat it. Gosh, dang it. Crap. Where'd he go? Ah, dude, they're like cruising the bank.
Really?
And I've had 2 nose down on my, here he is. Eat it. Come on now. Where'd you go? They're like cruising, waiting to eat.
Dang.
Gosh, dang it. Oh crap, hold up. My tip is caught. Shoot, I got wrapped. Where is he? Well, I can get them to eat the swim jig, but they're not gonna eat it in their mouth. They just like nip at it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like 2, 2.5, 3 pounders that I've had just barely nip at it, and I swing and they don't have it anymore. I think I need to get my Nico rig. All right, bye. Well, while I was on the phone with Taylor, y'all saw that I had another fish twice eat my swim jig, but we have a weird algae bloom kind of like right on the edge of the inside grass line where all these fish are, and that fish kind of muddied up the water, so I honestly can't tell where he went. I think it was right here. What a weird mood they're in. There's one. Come on now. Oh yes. Eat it. Eat it. Got him. Yes sir, yes sir. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. Bring it on in here, bring it on in here. Yes, yes, what a healthy, gorgeous bass. Oh my goodness. Was able to sight fish that bass, and that is just such a beautiful specimen on the swim jig right there. So stinking cool. Not even on a bed, just cruising around, obviously hungry, ready to eat some bluegills and get ready to spawn. I am so pumped right now. Like, I feel crazy accomplished that I finally got one of these fish to eat. And man, the ones that I was seeing before this one were at least a pound bigger. That's like a good 2.25 pounder with a nice thicky belly. Thank you, my friend, for biting. Oh my gosh, that was so stinking cool. It's like if you can see a fish, he'll bite. You just gotta present it in the right way, get it in front of his face. Yes! As y'all can tell, I really set the hook slowly on that one. I wanted to make sure that fish had it in his mouth. And once again, I can't even tell you guys how important polarized sunglasses are to what I'm doing. The second I take them off, I cannot see in the water at all. And so all of those bites, and especially the one that I caught, would not have happened if I wasn't able to, you know, stare at those bass and see the direction they're swimming and cast to them. So if you're springtime bass fishing without polarized sunglasses, you're handicapping yourself. And lucky for you, I partner with Amphibia Eye Gear. They are sunglasses that float, and you can use code TRF20 to save 20% on your order. They're an awesome sponsor. It's been around for a long, long time here on the channel. So check them out if you want a pair of sunglasses that your son or daughter can't throw in the lake and you lose forever. Well, I'd say that first lap around the pond was definitely a success. But as much as I would like to continue catching them on the swim jig with the craw combo, I don't think we're gonna get as many bites doing that because it has to be fish that I can see right near the bank to catch them on this. I don't really feel comfortable leaving this thing on the bottom. It's gonna collect all kinds of snot grass if I make a farther cast out. And that's where I saw the school of bass a few minutes ago. So I'm gonna switch to the old spinning rod and a brand new soft plastic also from Mock that we're really excited about, which is the Mock Stick. I'm gonna take a few more of these with me. Now, the cool thing about the Mock Stick is that, yes, it's like any other ordinary stick bait, except for the fact that we have a center of mass dot. So you can't really see it probably on the screen here. No, you can't. But there's a dot that actually shows where your wacky hook should go through. So I've got the red line, I think it's a size 2 wacky Nico hook. And if I put it right through the center of mass dot on the mock stick, it falls exactly like it should, totally vertical. And I really think this wacky rig here may be making it into a Nico version, but we're gonna start with just weightless wacky for now. It gives me the best chance of catching these fish that A, I can see, or the ones that are cruising a little farther out. Juicy, check my drag. I've got a feeling that the bass gonna bite my wacky, that the bass gonna bite my Now the two reasons why I chose a weightless wacky worm to make a loop around this pond with next are because A, the fish are not moving very fast, so I need a slow moving lure, hopefully to entice these kind of cruising bass to eat, and a wacky rig does a fantastic job of that. But the bigger reason, and really it could have been satisfied by many different bottom contact lures, but every bite that I've gotten from a cruising bass that I saw didn't eat it in the column, like a swim bait or a swim jig or a crankbait or spinnerbait. It ate it on the bottom. So even though we have some kind of snotty grass in this pond, I need my lure to hit the bottom, even if I can't see it, even if I'm not, visually sight fishing for a bass, because I'm imagining there's cruising bass out there as well. And so by having something on the bottom, I'm giving myself the best chance at getting these fish to bite, because they seem to only want something that's on the bottom. Gosh, whoa, there is mud under the grass, which means I gotta move you guys a little farther back too. There will come a time when I'm old enough that I don't quite land that the way I do now. Hey, friendly reminder, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. It's totally possible you're watching all my videos because YouTube serves them up to you, but you're not subscribed yet. So go ahead and check if you've clicked that button. Oh, I see a bluegill. I see a bluegill. Could have guessed, but they're in here. There just must not be that many bass in here. Like, I'm fishing what I think is the high percentage lure for this sort of location and for this sort of time of year and conditions. 0 bites. Well, I'm gonna work my way around at least the good part of the pond, the half that I'd seen fish, one more time, just looking around, seeing what there is to see. Oh, is that one? That's one. It's gotta be one. It's gotta be one. And let it sink right there. Am I in the frame? I have no idea, but I saw one. I saw a bass. Come on now. He was, got him, yes sir. Oh my gosh, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Ho, 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 ho. Beautiful fish. Holy cow, what a gorgeous fish. Yes sir, yes sir. Ho, 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 ho. This is so cool. My plan paid off. Get in here, get in here. Yes sir, ha ha ha. Sorry for the bad camera angle, but got ourselves a beautiful pre-spawn cruiser, wacky rig baby, brand new mock stick. And just like the swim jig, man, does that feel good. I feel accomplished in today's episode that I had a plan, we had some adversity, we figured them out, and you know what? Fan casting wasn't working, both with the swim jig and with the wacky rig. Had to actually find fish. My polarized sunglasses helped me see a bass that was like almost out of reach for my eyes. Made a cast out there, really had no clue where the fish was swimming to, and it came and got it. Yes! See you, beauty. Take care. Take care of yourself. In that moment right there, I can probably equate to like if you're in a tournament and you make the right decision on that body of water to catch the winning fish and win the tournament. That's kind of how I feel right now. Because even though there's no money on the line for me here today, I still have a competitive drive and I love the sport of bass fishing. Hopefully this video helped you love it a little more and you learned something along the way. And as always, my rods, reels, tackles, line, everything is linked down in the video description. If you could shop for your tackle using those links, it would help me out a ton. Well, that's gonna do it, folks. My name's Tyler. We'll see you guys next time right here on Hunter Ponds. Woman of my dreams coming back to me. Down, 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 down.